All right. Hi, Rajita Beauty. Awesome. I'll get to you first, babe. Before I jump into this, just know, guys, we're going to do 3 card storytellings. It'll be literally just for a half an hour. So I will stop precisely at 10:30, no matter what. But the first 10 minutes, I'm going to devote just to members. These are fictional, of course. And let me also mention right there at the in the description box, there's a free link for 4 individuals from last night that I promised a storytelling for. So that is Juanita Signs Synchs, NoorA, and who am I missing? Oh, and Krissy. So anyway, Krissy, hi, baby. Yeah, yours is right there in the description box, sweetheart. So just so you know, and Signs Synchs, if you're out there, yours is coming up also, babe. All right, here we go. So first off, Rajita Beauty. Also, happy birthday, Eduardo Jimenez. Sweetheart, I will get to you now, but also just know I didn't forget that it's actually your birthday. So I'll be doing a birthday one for you also on Tarot Dog. I'll be in the members corner right after this. Okay. So just so you know, you actually get a birthday storytelling specific for you as well. Hun. All right, Rajita Beauty, here we go. In this first 10 minutes, I'm devoting the time to members first, okay? And then it'll be for everybody. We have the Sun, we have the Two of Pentacles, and we have the Devil. Rajita Beauty, we've got happiness. We got, I think, a lot of kind of like a little bit of Vixen energy, but happy, joyful. We have a character that is like, I'm sexy. I'm a little bit, oh God, that song, Dangerous. The girl is so dangerous. Michael Jackson. That comes to mind, but she's also sweet. I'm sweet and I'm spicy. I have 2 halves to me and I can use each side and I embrace both sides of me. I feel like this is a divine feminine who's really stepped into knowing who she is and knowing that she doesn't have to sacrifice, and be like Miss, perfect or Miss super soft. She can be spicy too. The Devil is not a bad card unless it's coupled with other negative things. So I'm not saying she's like the angel and the devil. This isn't somebody who's like out of control doing toxic stuff. This is somebody who has embraced her very, very sensual nature, but then she can also be the good girl, dressed very simply, clean faced, no makeup, and then she can be like she's got the sharpest cat eyes drawn on ever, and she's real good at flirting and real confident in her sensuality. And both of those are the 2 halves to who she is. She can also be like a great mama, great hard worker. I just feel like she's saying, I don't have to pick which persona I am. I can have these different facets to my personality, and I can surprise people when I feel like it, because I think she kind of is somebody that other people, if they've only met this side, they wouldn't know she has this side. She's not hiding anything. It's just like, look, we all behave differently depending on the environment. If we're at work, we're professional, but that doesn't mean we don't crack dirty jokes, And I just feel like this is her saying, yeah, I do have a little extra mysterious, sexy side. Now, I don't know if she's got somebody in mind that she's looking forward to showing that sexy side to, but there's a hint of that. I'm not gonna lie. There's a hint of that, but mostly there's this like radical self-acceptance that yes, I am that person. I am sexy too. So kind of awesome. All right, Eduardo Jimenez, here we go, darling. Thank you for being here, guys. Really great to see everybody. We have a 3 of Wands upright. We have a 6 of Wands upright, and we have the 9 of Wands upright. There has been some pretty like epic energy. I almost feel like this is like more on the grand scale, okay? Meaning I think we have a character stepping back from their life and saying, you know what? I had to, in this case, it's like this, slaying David, slaying Goliath. I had to do that once upon a time. That was something that I had to, break through and get beyond some kind of obstacle and be able to look to my future. And I did that. And I did it with grace, and I did it with heroics, and I did it with not manipulation, but cunning, and or not even that, but like I used my intellect wisely, and I'm proud of myself. I have made some really good moves forward in my life, and it took courage and it took smarts, and I've been able to do all of that, and I feel pretty darn good about myself. The thing is, now I also am realizing I have a need. Like I know I'm brave, and I know I'm smart, and I know I'm capable, and I know I can pretty much make my life go the direction I want, but I want to temper that with this profound sense of like wisdom. And I almost feel like we have a character that is shifting into their the way of the wise era. Like I feel like we have a character who's punctuated different chapters of their life by the different components of what they were working through, achieving in their life. And now they're in a place of like seeking deep, not even like inner peace, but more a wisdom, right? With that Nine of Wands, this is a wounded warrior. But there's a lot of different ways to look at that. When we have the wisdom and the peace to say, I know I can fight my way through stuff. I know I can build what I need to. I know I've got the chops to pull it off. But also, I want to be able to kind of like see the lens of my life also with a patience and a self-restraint that comes from having to battle, having to win battles, and having it take its toll on me. But at the same time, it's shaped me into a more thoughtful person, and I'm really embracing this. I'm not wounded so much as I am profound at this point. And I just think that this is a wonderful stage of a character's life where this is not somebody getting old. This is somebody becoming who they're really going to be. Like we haven't even seen who this character really is going to evolve into yet. If this is a masculine, and that's just what we have in all three cards. So I'm going to say this could be a masculine. He's going to be fucking fantastic. This is going to be a force to be reckoned with. Somebody who is brave, powerful, but self-contained and wise. That is basically, I mean, that's the emperor in a nutshell. That's a great leader. That's what we want a masculine to be. So I would say he's not even reached his full potential yet. That's still up ahead. So pretty exciting character for sure. Marisa, hi baby, let me get to you. Thank you guys so much. This first 10 minutes I'm devoting just to members, and then I'll shift over and pull from subscribers as well. But we have the Ace of Swords upright, Marisa. Hang in there, Blondenber. I'll get to you, babe. We have got the Three of Coins, and we've got the Nine of Coins. Ace of Swords says there's action, there's a decision, there's somebody who wants to work with her. She may be saying, yeah, well, I'm not just going to roll out the red carpet. Let this person approach. They could be possibly Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius who's going to make an overt offer. She seems single. She would be willing to meet them in the middle, but they are going to have to go ahead and put their own, some effort into it. She's not going to do the heavy lifting. And I don't think she's sitting in a place of pride. I think if anything, it's like, I'm going to allow them to make their overture. And if this is, and this could be in anything, this could be a business offer. I'm going to let them, headhunt me if that's what they want. I know I would be a good talent for them to pick up. But I'm going to allow somebody to make their intentions toward me known. I don't deal with people that can't speak plainly to me. So if they want to work with me, I just set the bar for how you have to approach me. I'm not stepping down to come and chase you around. You would have to approach me very bluntly, very openly, and then I could acquiesce and say, yes, I will meet you midway. But she's definitely waiting for somebody to do what they need to do because she's teaching somebody how to treat her. And I think she has the power to let them go if they can't say something that is true. Eduardo, you angel. Thank you so much, babe. All right, here we go. Blondenber. Hi, Regina Davis. I'll get to you next, babe. I love that, Eduardo. We have got the Four of Swords in the reverse, Blondenber. We've got the Hanged Man upright. We got healing, but then we also have this delay with that Piscean energy. Hang on. And we have the moon, Pisces. It almost feels like we have a divine feminine who has healed and then has felt like her life stilled for a moment and is asking the universe, like, so what's next? Let me get one last card there, because on one hand, I love the fact, she's in a great place. Two of Swords. Okay, so the universe is kind of like gently whispering back to her. It's not that it's a secret or anything. It's that sometimes things take a little bit of time to get balanced. Even though you've healed, just know that what's right for you and what you deserve, that still has to get sorted out and, smoothed out and ironed out. So that'll come in, but not everything is just because you're ready, not everything that you deserve is ready for you. And we want it to really be a fair trade-off. So if it seems like there's a blockage, it's not that. It's just that it's not, it would be like trying to eat an apple pie when the apples aren't baked and the pie crust is still doughy. That's the only reason. So she does have a little bit of stillness, or she has something that hasn't shown up for her, but it says, hey, this is her time to rest, have some peace, just enjoy life for a minute. So it could be a really nice energy for her to just enjoy right where she's at. And I think that could be, it's nice to know there's no pressure on her. She's already where she needs to be, supposed to be. So things are being prepared for her. Krissy, you angel. Oh my God. You are so sweet. Thank you for that. Hang on just a second. I want to say thank you properly. But Regina Davis, let me get to you first. I said that I would. Krissy just gifted 5 more memberships, you guys. If your name just turned green, that is courtesy of Krissy. We have a 5 of Pentacles, Regina Davis, and we have a 10 of Cups. I don't know how to look at that just yet. Hang on. And we have a 10 of Swords. Okay. Well, I don't know if this is a masculine, but it looks like he made a really bad decision here. But honestly, I don't like him. I'm sorry. And remember, these are fictional stories, but we all know I'm crazy opinionated Kate, so bear with me. The thing is, he likes walking on others, and still it's never enough. And he ended like the love of his life or this amazing happiness on a sour note so that he could like win. But on the other hand, he's not happy. It feels so crazy that somebody has stomped around on others, found something that he really wanted, but also couldn't be content with that. And so did something, this is a sting, like we have a wasp here, and it just feels like, he cheated his own self out of happiness, but what a bummer to do that to oneself. And Knight of Swords. Yeah, this is somebody swallowing their own sword. This is somebody who took an action way too fast. And I kind of think that this is a character who's going to keep going down the wrong road. They seem like somebody who does impulsive things, decides stuff, not even in their own best interest, and then just goes down that road. I don't know why they do it, but maybe they aren't very mature yet, because that's definitely, a Knight of Swords. That's rash behavior. Doesn't seem like somebody who thinks through things very, very deeply before they just pop off and say stuff. And if they've got a chip on their shoulder and can never be content, I could see why that would be a problem. So I'm sorry. Sometimes we get characters that I'm like, oh, serious. Come on now. All right. And now let me go ahead and also Signs and Syncs. Hi, sweetheart. Signs and Syncs, you will find in the description box of this video. There's a video link for you for your storytelling that I promised you. Yours was done. Actually, I recorded it last night after we talked, but I just wanted you to know that it is there and posted for you, love. All right, Krissy, let me say thank you to you, babe. And then I will open this up to everyone. I won't just be looking for the names in green. We have Emperor. We have Devil. We have 6 of Cups. I gotta say, it's not usual for an emperor to be obsessed, but he's obsessed. This emperor is freaking obsessed with his soulmate. And this could even be like, I got to make her mine. How many songs have been about that, Right now I'm hearing like Arctic Monkeys. I just want to be yours. I want to be yours. I'll be your vacuum cleaner. I'll pick up your dust. And if you like your coffee hot, I could be your coffee pot. I just want to be yours. It feels a bit like that. Like I just am a bit obsessed and I just want her. Now, the thing is, he could be in love with somebody who is not his. He could be seeing somebody who is, bonded to another person, even if it's just in friendship, and there could be a streak of jealousy. Just because he's an emperor and he can manage his emotions doesn't mean he doesn't feel feels. Because this is somebody with a very lusty energy, a deep hunger for this soulmate. But I kind of think she is engaging with somebody else, even if it's just as friendship. And he could, heck, if this is her emperor who she's with, he may have an issue with somebody who's just a friend. And yet he's like, I'm super jealous of that friend of yours, So there could be a little, twinge going on there that might that might come to the surface just a little bit. All right, next up, here we go. Hi, guys. Ms. Midnight, thanks for being here. Let me grab you one. Nice to see you all. We've got a King of Pentacles. We've got the guides. Hang on just a sec. Also, San Juanita, if you're out there, and NoorA, if you're out there, there is a link right there in the description box for you guys for your storytellings that I did for you, just in case you guys are out there in the crowd. I didn't see your names yet, but I'm trying to keep one eye out for you. Krissy, we love you too, sweetheart. Thank you for being here. Okay, King of Pentacles with the guides, but then with that Five of Cups in the reverse, I would say plain and simple, some kind of a message is coming in, like his third eye is starting to become activated. If he was sitting there feeling like he lost out on something, and this could be a masculine who could be an earth sign, that is changing for him dramatically because he's hearing the messages. I don't know if his guide is like a grandmother figure who comes with the birds or what, but it's like, hey, I didn't raise you to sit around and be bummed. You're a king. Get up off your duff and go be kingly. Don't let something that you wanted slip through your fingers. Don't act like it's too late. It's only too late if you quit going for it, and you're a king. You got more like oomph in you than that. So don't sit around and let something pass you by. Get up and go get it, or go get it again, get it back if that's what you want. I kind of think he is getting the message loud and clear, because that Five of Cups is in the reverse. Yeah, it's true. Why would I sit around and be bummed? So a divine masculine might be getting activated by a little bit of like, yeah, that's true. Why don't I rock this Casbah? Why don't I go do something instead? Broadway, baby. Hi, darling. Let me get you one. Here we go. Ms. Midnight. My pleasure, babe. All right, what do we have? Broadway, baby. We have got the Five of Cups sideways, the Four of Cups upright. So she's done. She's bored with being sad. She's bored with missing somebody's smell of their sweatshirt. She's bored. She's bored with how it feels to be waiting for like sadness to go away. And she's about to do something wild. Could be a divine feminine who is, sometimes when we get fed up with something, it's a good thing, because that's when we make change. That's when we say, nah, I got to do better. I'm fed up with this. I don't want to feel this way, act this way, have this pressure on me. Let me just go ahead and take a new step forward. And that could be when she notices somebody, and it could be just the right person for her. It doesn't mean she's going to be like, oh, I'll just go home with the first person, and you. I don't think that's it at all. I think it's more like, I'm willing to take as I'm here in ABBA, take a chance on me, Ali Ali Oxen Free. Which is such an upbeat, fun song. And I think she needs upbeat, fun ABBA songs right now. But she's about to do something different, meet somebody different, pay attention to somebody different, because finally she's looking around her to see what else is out there. And that's where she could actually meet somebody who's really like a loyal heart, and somebody that she could even notice somebody that has been maybe paying attention to her that she wasn't paying attention to in return until this moment. Because we certainly see this is a very loyal heart. Sometimes we don't notice what's right in front of our eyes until we get fed up, thinking about stuff that's just still in our head or in our heart. And when we focus right where we are, we discover, oh my God, there's so many great things right where I am. I've been that way with places that I've moved to. I've been like, oh yeah, I'm ready to move away. And then it turned out like I had missed all these amazing things that were right there all that time. But I hadn't seen them all. I hadn't traveled around in my own area that I'd lived in until right when I'm about to move, So, sometimes I think that happens too. All right, here we go. Marina. Hi, darling. Marina's luminosity. We have got the Three of Pentacles in the reverse. We have the Five of Cups in the reverse. It feels like something wasn't super enjoyable, like a party that doesn't go well, or somebody that's somewhat annoying. Strength card sideways. I hope that on one hand, we see a character who's saying, yeah, and I'm not disappointed. That was like not a good time. I have zero interest in either attending that again. I don't want to go to that place again. I don't want to eat at that restaurant. I don't want to hang out with that group again. It just wasn't my scene. Not disappointed at all. I mean, I came, I saw, and I don't want to go back. But with that Strength card sideways, the only concern I have, and I have to get one more card for this, is that it kind of depleted her just a little bit. And it could have been a little bit disappointing and shaken a little bit of confidence in the idea of what she hoped it would be. We have 4 of Cups in the reverse, 7 of Cups in the reverse. As long as she can think about it like this, no, that was one more thing I can scratch off my list. This could have been a subtle disappointment in, a relationship. And it's like, wow, once I met their friends and stuff and realized they act so different with their friends, I'm not interested. But instead of being disappointed, it's like, no, she was able to make a confident decision that I ain't missing out on that. That's wonderful to know. I'm glad that I know unequivocally. So it is something not to be disappointed by or say, yeah, but how many more, things aren't going to work out. It says, but at least now she has the information. It would be like, if you call the wrong number, you don't get really sad and be like, oh my God, I didn't call the right number in the phone book. No, you just go, okay, no biggie. Then I'll go call this other phone number or, look it up again and make sure that I type in the right numbers. We don't get disappointed when we get the wrong person on the other end of the phone. We just go ahead and keep looking for the right phone number, or we don't find the right person to talk to. We don't get disappointed. And that's kind of the way I think this energy should be. It shouldn't be a big disappointment. Stara Ray, oh my gosh, thank you so much, Angel. Thank you. Stara Ray, let me get to you right now, babe. We have got, excuse me, a 3 of Pentacles upright, a Page of Swords upright, and a Page of Pentacles. Awful lot of page energy, but we actually have, this could be 2 people that are just now finding each other, and it's more like, I think that they have great things to do together. Like this is kind of like a cosmic tree of life, but they have to contribute. I don't think this starts out as a romance at all. It could evolve into that, but it says 2 people, both with good and unique talents and skills, could be intrigued by each other, could be brought together by the divine, particularly could be pushing her forward towards something. Sometimes we meet people in seemingly serendipitous ways, but then it turns out we have a life purpose together. We have a direction we're supposed to flow together. I have to get one more only because I want to see the culmination for these 2, because this is them at the beginning of like interacting with each other. Oh, so we have a 4 of Wands. He may be much more linear thinking. He did come across as a Page of Swords, so he gathers information. He could be not very magical. She's over here with a magic wand and, connecting with kind of things in the ethereal world. She could be fringe science. He could be hard science. And yet the 2 of them could bond in such a way that not only will he be willing to step into her world a bit, into this other portal, but maybe that's just what he needs. It almost hints that he needs her. But this is the very first step of 2 people being guided together, thrown together, drawn together for a common purpose, but they definitely approach life in different ways. But there is this incredible energy of like, I think ultimately he's going to be stepping into her world. She certainly is inviting him in. And because it's a 4 of Wands, I feel like they will coexist nicely together. And it could be love. I mean, this could be somebody who, these 2 could be married and be happily married, but they are always going to be very different. I will say that. They would be a complement to each other. Next up, Tina Marquis. Here we go. Sorry, I almost dropped everything. It's my pleasure, Stara Ray. Thank you. All right, here we go, my dear. We have a 9 of Swords. We have the Lovers. We have the Queen of Cups. We have the Hermit. So I'm aiming for 3 cards, but sometimes if I can't get the story, I need another one, or sometimes more than 1 or more than 3 come out. We have a lot of stress and a lot of worry, and I think it's 2 people feeling the same way. 2 people thinking about it, wondering, like, could we be together? Could this work out? Could we be something? This is lovers from, in this case, it almost looks like they're in different time zones, nighttime versus day. But they both have the same fears, like, could this work? Could this work? With the Queen of Cups and the Hermit, she also is somebody who walks in more than one world, because I always think of the stories of the Selkies, in mythology. Selkies are these beautiful women that are also, they can be seals, or they can come up on land and shed their seal skin and look like a woman, but oftentimes they like live their full lives and even sometimes get married to mortal men, have children, but oftentimes in those stories they still return to the sea again. And I just feel like there's something about duality in this, like two people that could be fantastic together, but admittedly it could be tough to say, how will we make this work? And then we have somebody who's in hermit energy, but it almost feels like, this could be somebody who tends to be more isolated. She tends to be really warm, really loving. That could be the difference between the two of them. It may not be time zone differences so much as like, God, we have different personalities. But you notice how he's coming home to his tree of life, and it's like, wait a second, this brought me right to where I need to be. This is right where I needed to end up. So I'm hearing that song by, Ravi Shankar's daughter. Somebody help me. NoorA Jones. The Long Day is Over. I haven't heard that in so long, and it's such a pretty song. Ravi Shankar is great too. But anyway, but yeah, that's how that one looks to me. All right, next up, you guys, thank you so much for being here. Avenging Angel, hi, sweetheart. Let me grab you one. We have got an Ace of Cups. We have the Fool. We have the Three of Cups. That Fool is Aries energy. Somebody is out looking for love, and they could be like, so I've had friends who we went out one night for, I think it was New Year's, and it was like, we both were kind of done being single, but my friend was really done being single. And that is indeed the night that she met her husband. And it's, it's not that it was like, oh, anybody in this bar will do. It's not that. It's like, it was the right time, and I feel like it's the right time for somebody. They may be going out to a nightclub, but it's like, it's not just like, hey, I'm ready, so let me just close my mind and, or close my eyes and eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Like, who cares? I'll just take whatever warm body home and say that I'm in love with them. That's not it. Like, I feel like somebody is, because they're so ready, I feel like there's this energy like pulling people together. Now, it could be that they meet at the perfect time, the perfect space, but it does feel like we have a masculine who is genuinely in a place where they're ready to fall in love. They're ready to be in love. They're ready to be happy in a long-term commitment. And it seems like that's who our character is going to be meeting. And it might seem too simple. It might seem too easy. But sometimes, when you're ready and you're in a place and you've listened to your internal guiding system that has brought you to the right moment and the right time and the right place, things fall into line. Like that's what I would say. Sammy J, I'm sorry, babe. I meant to get to you. Hang on, Sammy. Let me get to you right now. Thank you for your patience. We have Judgment. We have Five of Swords, and we have Four of Wands. Judgment card is our Scorpio comes in, and we have this Phoenix rising from the ashes. So there's definitely, something is rising again. The only thing is, with this Five of Swords in the middle, I do read this a little bit different. Normally it's a card of, fighting and conflict and such, but we have like all the ancestors circling around this feminine saying, we're not letting you reconcile with somebody if there's going to be hostility. So this can only work as long as there's real growth and this really clicks, and this is really going to be different than it was before. And I just kind of feel like I'm surprised to see the guides are surrounding it when we have two cards of like, this is going to be amazing. It's, renewal. I have to get one more card because something's not tracking there for me. Knight of Wands. It could be that a character is, they've got friends and family. Look, I would definitely be that mouthy friend. Not that it's my place to be, but I would definitely be like, I'm sorry. Wait, what has changed? Is because if that person was a player or if that person was unreliable, what are they offering that's different now? And I almost feel like this could be a bunch of sassy friends being like, well, she might take you back, but don't think we're okay with you yet. You're going to have to prove yourself. Like that's what it feels like. And they kind of feel like they're coming in like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to all your friends who hate me. It feels like we have somebody who's going to have to do some, apology tours, some damage control. It definitely feels like a reconciliation that possibly friends or family are none too keen on. And they're going to be the ones really judging about like, is this really going to be different because we care too much about you to not be like staring him down with those eyes. Him, her, it doesn't matter. But there's a lot of hope for this to go really well, but I definitely feel like somebody has got people at their back that love them very much and are not going to hold their tongue if they feel like they need to be like, protective mode. So it feels like somebody's got really good friends around them, which is nice to see. All right, Mel, let me grab one for you, baby. And then let me check my time. Mel, after that, I will probably just get to 2 more tonight, okay? Let me get to Mel's first. We have Page of Swords upright. We have the Lovers. We have the 6 of Pentacles. We have the 9 of Pentacles. I always look at this as somebody who's listening intently to the messages of the universe. Let me not just pay attention to stuff at random. Let me try to pay attention to what stands out to me, because there is a whisper from the universe, making its way toward me. We have the Lovers. We have that 6 of Pentacles and the 9 of Pentacles. See, I'm gathering information even about somebody, but I'm also listening closely to how they talk. I'm listening closely to what other people have to say. I don't know necessarily if our character is going to end up putting a ton of stock in somebody that they're about to meet or somebody that they've just met. Look, this person has a house of cards for their chest, which means there could be a fragility. Both people are wearing masks. This really feels like somebody who's meeting someone for the first time, listening closely to what this person has to say, possibly doing a little bit of reconnaissance, running it past friends or other people that know this person to see if they're vetted. And either she's going to say, listen, I'm not going to count on them being the one. I'm going to consider myself still single and maybe get to know them slowly. We don't see any like fatal flaw in this. It just says she's not going to jump ahead. After some wise counselor, after considering everything, she's saying, I'm not going to jump ahead and imagine this is going to work out and this is going to be the perfect person. I'm going to listen carefully and slowly to everything that somebody says, and I'm going to learn carefully and slowly, do I really think that they could be, the person for me? And I think that she already got like some pretty grounded, solid advice where it's like, I'm not putting my hopes on anything or considering myself not single for them until I know a lot more about them. That's the way I would say that. All right. And then I'm going to end tonight with Black Goddess 89, and I will get Courtney Catz. Sorry, I know I didn't get to everybody tonight. It's nice to see you guys out there. I'm sorry that there's always, a limited time all said and done. But Black Goddess 89, let me get to you right now. And then Courtney. Sorry, I'm the worst. I'm better at remembering the stories than I am at remembering names sometimes because the chat moves so fast. So forgive me. All right, so Black Goddess 89, here we go, sweetheart. We have got the 7 of Cups upright. We have the Spirit of Cups upright, and we have the High Priestess. This looks like somebody who's kicking back and imagining the life that they want to have, but I don't know if they know this yet, but they're not imagining anything. They're seeing pretty clearly into the crystal ball that is their life. This is a premonition. This is not a character who's like, oh, sometimes I kick back and take a snooze or, daydream a little bit. It's not daydreams. It's like a prophecy for this character. And it's really good. It's like, I feel like our character is a very soft manifester, but they manifest. And at the same time, they also like, they already sense the way things are going to unfold. And they may be way more sharp than what they believe they are. They think, time is fluid. You never know when things are going to happen. Maybe I can like intellectually deduce that, this or this could happen. It's likely, it's 85% more likely that would happen than this. and we could say that it's just our character's profound intellect, but they also say, oh, but you never really know. And I think that that's great, but I also think that our character is way more accurate at their life predictions than what they're giving themselves credit for. This is a character who is right now seeing something beautiful and clean and calm. I feel like our character is going to have a really good life. I don't know if they're going to live someplace near water, near the beach, someplace with turquoise waters. This makes me think of islands I've never been to. This feels like, whatever, Turks or Grand Cayman or something. Like, I've never been to those places, but I see the pictures of the water and I'm like, God, that's so gorgeous. But I feel like our character has a powerful premonition of not only the happiness that they're going to experience, but they are actually living their true life path right now. And I think that's why it is more clear than what they're admitting to themselves. They're saying a lot of different paths could happen, but they deep down already know the path that is going to be unfolding. And it is a spectacularly beautiful one. That's a really nice message on that one. That gave me so much warmth. I love it when a story elicits an emotion for me anyway, because I'm picturing this beautiful place for this character. I don't know, it just makes me happy for our character. And then Courtney, let's end with you, my dear. Thank you guys so much. All right, we have got the Hierophant, we have the Six of Pentacles, and we have the King of Swords. This is it's finally the time. It's the right time for both characters. These are probably either, we could say that these are characters who've been in the cosmic classroom for a while, and the life experiences they've had have brought them to the point where they're both so beautifully evolved into the people that they needed to be in order to be, good together. Or this could be two people who knew each other, worked through stuff separately or possibly together, but it's just now time that they would be smooth together. There had to be some lessons, there had to be some awakening, I feel like they did separate lessons, to be completely honest. And I'm not sure that I think that these two have ever met just because they've been in the same cosmic classroom. Sometimes we can meet somebody who turns out to be just right for us, and as we compare notes, and we say what our life has been, we find out that this person has had a life so similar to ours. And it's like, wow, that's so crazy. So you were married and got cheated on and went through, a messy divorce too. Wow, maybe these two wouldn't have had that maturity level to meet each other had they not gone through those other huge life lessons. And now is why they resonate, with this new person, because in truth, very similar life lessons, very similar level of maturity. A lot of this has to do with learning how to communicate. Especially that was his lesson. And for hers, it was, learning how to work well with another person in a way that she may have needed to learn how to ask for what she needed. And they may have also needed to learn how to communicate their thoughts. I could see how that would make two people, because it's kind of two halves of the same coin, right? I need to know how to communicate my thoughts, but then I also need to know how to ask for what I need. It feels as if these two each picked up those different skills, and I think they'll be really, really compatible and really successful together now. So kind of a nice energy for those two. All right, you guys, I'm going to wrap this up now, and then I will see you guys. Those of you that are members will go to the members corner. It's Monday, so it's Members Day. So that's the day that I post a members video. So I will see you guys over there next. Lots of love, you guys. Wonderful to see you too, Black Goddess. I'm sorry, I know I never get to everybody. There's only so much time, and I did an hour on the other channel and almost 40 minutes here. So I'm going to wrap up for tonight, but we'll do this again at some other time. You guys, thank you. Sending you so much love. Wendy, sorry I missed you, babe. All right, you guys, take care, and I will see you. I'll see members on the other side. All right, take care. Bye.